Ladies and gentlemen, we got a well-needed WWE 2K26 patch, and I'm not gonna lie, this patch was needed more than ever. People were playing the game on Friday, especially on Xbox. You had spikes, you had all types of things going on. So let's go ahead and get into some of these patch notes. But before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that you will notice is that it says stability and performance improvements, which is obviously for that, it's always very, very vague, but we do notice that there's always some additional fixes in there that we weren't really expecting due to them not being on the patch notes. So let me know down below what you guys find in regard to, anything that wasn't in the patch notes. And one thing as well for gameplay, address reported concerns over match restarts not working as intended during 3 stages of hell matches. I'm hoping that means that the weapons stick around the ring and around the outside. Like, that's what I'm hoping for when it means that, because for the 3 stages of hell match, before the blood and everything didn't stay on their face, now it does. So I'm hoping that the match restart thing that they are talking about here means that the match will continue as how it looked in the past. So I'm actually excited to play a 3 stages of hell match just to see if that is what's going on with that. They also touched on create, address reported concerns of images not mapping correctly, and this was a massive issue that a lot of people were talking about with the game. When the game first came out, it seemed that there was something wrong with the way the logos were positioned and whatnot. And again, I'm not too heavily educated on it, but I am glad that that's fixed, because I know that it was delaying the process for lots of people on uploading on community creations and getting the characters looking how they really want. Especially when that issue is there, it's really hard to create. So I know that creators have to be happy after seeing that. The Island, address reported concerns of leaderboard instability. And for me, the Island does need a lot of work, in my opinion. And I don't mean that from a content standpoint, but more so the way that the frames are skipping when you go on the island. I currently am playing on PS5 Pro, and even then I'm seeing lots of skipping and lots of freezing and things like that. So I am hoping that that is touched, and maybe it wasn't, touched here. And another thing for me as well during the island is the My Tag feature. You look at the My Tag feature and it 100% is, inconsistent. I want to see the My Tag feature also get better for 2K26. So hopefully that is all things that, are addressed in this patch that maybe wasn't spoken about. Because again, you look at the patch notes, just a couple bullet points, but it's always deeper than that in my opinion. Online, improvements to match stability, address reported concerns preventing custom superstars from loading in to community creations. I'm glad that servers are being worked on, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, even last year I had a way better online experience with 2K25 at the very beginning. And 26, anytime that I go over another person in my match, instead of a 1v1, if I want to do a triple threat or a fatal 4-way, 6-man, 8-man, whatever you're doing, it seems to not work. And what I mean by that is that it'll start, the match will be smooth, and then it'll kick you out. It'll say players all were removed from the session. And that's something that, again, we've been having issues with servers for years, and not only that, leaderboards as well have also been an issue with the online mode, and that doesn't seem to really be addressed, which again, it doesn't really affect much. But I know that there are players out there that want to play online and want to see how they stack up against the leaderboards, but at this point the leaderboards feel like they're just pointless, because there are people hacking to get to number 1 and, somehow getting 100 wins in a day. I mean, it's just crazy stuff was going on the leaderboards, and I think that also needs to be looked into as well. I think that when you look at this patch, I think this is a great patch in my opinion, and I think that we needed this ASAP. I'm glad that they dropped it on a Sunday, game dropped Friday. And another thing as well that a lot of people have been reaching out over in the comments is that they've been seeing this glitch with a screen, when they try to sign in that says activate their account. By this point, I want to say that a lot of people should have that figured out. If not, you should be contacting 2K support, because everybody on my timeline for the most part is no longer talking about that. But I did get a couple of comments in yesterday's video, so I wanted to make sure that we address that. At this point, y'all, try using Google Chrome as the browser. Try doing different things. I would not personally scan the QR code if you are still having issues. I did not scan the QR code for myself to activate my account, so that is something that you want to keep in mind as well when going through the process of this whole glitch. It's definitely a first for me, and it's a first for everybody else, because we've pretty much never seen this before. If you're already signed in, it shouldn't give you an issue, but it gave us an issue regardless. I am excited to go on ahead and try this game post-patch, especially get back on Xbox, because I've been playing on PS5, and the reason why I left Xbox for a little bit was because that frame drop was ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, it was crazy. It was freezing every couple moments. I've already seen other content creators talk about it, and I've seen lots of people ask me the same thing. It wasn't just you. It does seem that according to everybody else, this is something that is fixed at this point, and it should be smooth. Let me know down below if it is otherwise, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard from other people, this glitch seems to be fixed under the stability and performance improvements. So hopefully, since that's in the general tab, it carries down to the island, you know, and in other modes as well that need the stability improvements. Hopefully servers get the love that it desperately needs with this patch, you know, because I would love to be able to go on ahead and play online, but I haven't been able to do that at a consistent pace with any match type that I want. So just my 2 cents with that, man. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what's something that you want fixed in 2K26, because I think that I'm going to go on ahead and put together a video for you guys to just talk about it and spark conversation. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.